Guam people. Decided to start a vlog. Oh yeah, I love the warrior sword. Or the warrior spear, as I like to call it.
Warrior is better than Watusi.
It just feels...
Watusi is xenophobic or potentially...
Oh, is it supposed to be linked to...
Watusi is a made-up
Oh no,
African nation.
no, let's not do that then.
No.
Not do that then.
But
I like warrior spear better now.
Right. I've always known that wasn't what I should. All right.
Luca. Okay. Luca tends to be a little bit possessive of Lisa. Anytime dogs from the neighborhood come around, she tends to bark. Actually, anytime anyone comes around, she tends to bark, even if she knows you. Hey, Luca, calm on down.
Brought it inside because it would be stolen.
Calm down, okay?
Got last week confirmation from Luthana that she has it. So the bone that Crayon found is right here.
I was gonna film mostly Lisa and this gentleman, I forgot his name.
Before this house was built, the original house was down by the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And Ruthana, so the police and the medical investigators determined that.
But then I started paying attention to Luca and how she was treating the dog. Like, for instance, right now you could tell she's trying to keep the dog away from Lisa. She goes check back at Lisa. She heads back to the dog just to check and see what the dog is doing. Look at that. She's making a circle.
Family going way back. The Goff family had
But she's very cautious of the dog.
800 acres. I don't know how you feel about John Ferrell.
And right here, she sees the dog approaching, and she decides to stop the dog right in her
Take some liberties when it comes to low-lying land, that's for sure.
Well, right. So John bought Ruthana's property.
And this is when I knew for sure that Luca wasn't playing. Right here. Right as she showed her teeth, a little snarl to the dog.
Well, Clinton, yes. Clinton was her husband.
Oh, okay.
Who's buried here. Ruthana will be buried here.
Yep.
Made Linden Lane.
Right. Linden, yes.
Which I call 50 Shades of Grey.
I know, yeah, very good. Very good.
Trying to have a sense.
It's okay. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
As long as you're okay.
I'm okay.
I have friends that
I've
get
had
very
dogs
jealous.
all my life. They always figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
They do.
So.
Okay, Luca. You're okay.
Hey,
Yes,
Luca,
that's
this
it.
is just Mickey.
That's it.
This is
You
just
wag
Mickey.
your tail. You wag your tail, Luca.
For Luca, that was the beginning, not
So,
the end.
sorry,
You could tell by the way she looks at
and then the
Miggy
next bit,
as she passes Miggy.
if you look at the roof line, was 1875.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of cool over here. I would take you in, and I will another time, but it's a mess.
Yep. Hey, I can put Miggy in the truck, Lisa.
I'll put Luca in. Luca,
Well, that's not fair.
come here, Luca. Come on.
Luke.
The thing is that Luca, right now.
Miggy,
Luca, in.
I mean, I can put Miggy in the truck and you can have Luca out.
She needs to learn that She needs to be better with dogs. So this right here, so 1875.
Oh, look at this great stone.
1875 is that
Yeah.
to, I think, here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we kept, we did a new walkway.
Yeah.
But, so William H. Goff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when Ruth Anna and her husband Clinton were moving, he was an engineer at General Electric in Pittsfield. And they decided to retire here. And once Ruth Anna's mother died, they would take over the house. But in the meantime, they built this awful looking, just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
We almost didn't look at the house.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful apartment, which Cleon.
The behavior of Luca got me to think, reflect a little bit more on human relations. We're very similar in regards to animals and how they protect things that they care about.
Well, we will find out.
Very territorial.
This is.
We don't like things or other people to come in and take over what we think or believe is
Find
ours.
that generally does. It's a good puppy. Yes, it is.
So you were saying that it needs to face west?
East or west?
How come?
Well, you want to avoid the prevailing winds. And so you want to avoid the north. You know, west I'll face a little more, maybe west-south. And then you'll want to avoid south because as we get into May, the prevailing wind shifts to the southeast.
Okay.
And so that's what I have found, and this is, you know, my own.
And when we talk about prevailing winds, thank you, because we've talked about this actually, because I didn't place the raspberry canes in the right direction when I was starting out. Is that the prevailing winds for Rehoboth?
Yeah, because you can read other books and the prevailing winds are different.
Okay.
You know, so I find for this area, and again, that's, you know, trial and error over 30 years, what I have found has been their preference. For example, right now I have bluebirds nesting in a box facing east and in a box facing west.
Both.
And I do experiment. I have other boxes facing, you know, north and south just to see if anything will happen, and they've never been used.
And how many can you put in an area?
Well, I was going to mention that, but what I normally recommend when you put up your first box, there will be competition in an open area. Competition will result from the arrival of tree swallows.
Oh yeah.
Tree swallows are a delightful bird to have around. There is you know, almost as delightful as a bluebird. They will compete for a nesting box. So I generally recommend one box and then another box 15 to maybe 20 feet away, and they will live together perfectly. So that's the suggestion I make. Another suggestion that I make is house wrens are competitive for nesting boxes, but they don't like open fields. To keep the house wren busy, I put in a box more tucked into a wooded area.
So actually, maybe that one over there.
So that could be.
Could
we'll
be
go
the
over and
house
take
wren.
a look at that.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, that could be for the house wren. And then you go from there. Now a bluebird, in this area, you'll have one nesting pair. They're territorial.
Okay.
This is about right. But you can have several pairs of swallows. So that's what you pay attention to as time goes on. And that's why I have, in an area like this, I have, I think, 6 boxes set up. Because I'll have up to 4 nesting pairs of swallows, 1 bluebird and 1 wren. So you can get to that point. I tell people I'm not in the business of trying to sell boxes, believe me. This is all for fun.
Yeah, no, yeah. I love that you're doing it. And I have been thinking to myself, I need to get into some volunteering of one kind or another. And,
Yep.
So does the bluebird nest and say the house wren and are they very different kinds of nests?
Oh, yes.
So
Yep.
if we open up these, you can tell me what.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that in that booklet I gave you they show different nests, but if not, Lisa, I will be sending that information to
Okay.
you, so you'll be able to identify nests.
Another gift from Hank. Okay. 10 to 15 feet away.
Look at my troublemaker.
How old is she?
She'll be 6 in a couple of days.
6. Luca's 4.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna take her off because
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll play.
Okay.
You know, and away from the house.
Yeah.
You know, that's
And
her
me-
territory.
Me,
Yeah.
I.
Yep. They'll
As
figure
long as
it
you're
out.
okay, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I have friends, and my wife gets really freaked out when
I
dogs-
don't.
I don't either.
We've had 8 dogs since we've lived here.
Wow.
You know, we've had 3 at once. We've had outside dogs. We've had, you know, I think they understand dogs pretty good, and they, as I said, they figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's always the bucket of water.
Right.
Do you want me to hold it?
Nope, I think I got it fine.
Where do you get your materials?
I get my materials from a lumber yard. It's a sawmill in Assonet, Massachusetts.
I know which one you're talking
Brightman
about.
Lumber. I
Yep.
love going over there.
I do too. At Cleon, we should go sometime. What did I get there sometime? Because I want to get, Cleon and I did this fencing, which almost killed us. 50 posts, 3 feet down
Yeah.
in Rehoboth soil.
Oh,
Yeah, we needn't have gotten 6x6. We
Yeah.
could have gotten away with 4x4s. But anyway, I went down there because they had the posts that I needed.
Mhm.
Else Sweet didn't have them in Providence.
right.
And yeah, it was like going back in time.
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, Brightman.
You know,
Yep.
the not only is the lumber of top quality. I mean,
Yep.
if you want a 1x6, you get a 1x6.
Right.
You know, you don't get a 5.5
Right.
by
Right.
3/4.
Right.
You know, and then the price is at least 50% less than the stuff you look at Home Depot, which
Right.
is not high quality.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I love going there.
And what about your bird stuff? Do you go to Wild Birds or do you go someplace?
No,
That's so fucking
I don't.
Sorry,
And
so
we'll discuss
expensive.
that for a minute.
Okay, good.
You only want to use black oil sunflower seed.
Everywhere.
No
No
corn.
millet?
No
No.
corn. No,
I know no corn, but
right.
I
Maybe the millet's okay, but the biggest problem competitor for bluebirds are house sparrows. House sparrows are an introduced species. They're very aggressive, and I will share this story with you. Looking at monitoring boxes yesterday with one of our, I'll say we're customers or members of our little group, we found a dead bluebird. It was killed by a house sparrow. You only need to see that once.
And how do you know that it was killed by a house sparrow and not a cat? Or
Well, you can tell. I've seen it enough by the way that they peck at the head. Yeah, they're nasty birds, and I don't want to make light of it. I think sometimes I make too light of it, but I want people to be on the lookout for house sparrows, to recognize them. You can remove their nests, and if they're not protected by law. You know what I will do with, I don't have
we
house.
have nests in the barn.
I think those are house sparrows.
I wondered.
I saw them.
So
There's a ground trap that is extremely effective. They are expensive. I have 2, so I'm glad to lend it out if people would like to do it. We've completely eliminated house sparrows. from our property. It's taken us a couple of years, they're gone.
Right.
And I have other people who've used this trap who've done the same thing. So house sparrows are a problem. You've got to keep an eye out for them. You call me or email me if you see them or questions.
What do their eggs look like?
The house sparrow egg is a light, it's speckled. It's like an off-white speckled. But their nests are a mess compared to a bluebird, which makes a perfect nest out of white pines. The house sparrow nest, there's no symmetry to it at all. And quite often you'll find things like pieces of plastic. I found cigarette butts in there, which bespeaks of the species.
Yes.
So
they take up in or where I know there are nests in the Sharn is in my hanging plant baskets that have the moss already started for them.
Oh, there's moss?
Not moss. COIR. The bedding for the open baskets.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Peat.
Yeah. If you see moss, that's a chickadee.
Okay.
That's what they use for their nests.
Wow, you know.
And they nest in boxes too, so that can be another feature. I have 2 boxes set up specifically for chickadees.
So are bluebirds your favorite bird?
Far and away. They understand that you're healthy.
There's an ivy around here. Sorry.
I don't get it.
You don't?
No.
How did that? How
I
did?
have no idea, but I
Never have you gotten it?
never. Very well.
I think we hammered it down.
Okay. Yeah, because access to a box is important.
But if there is something in it, we can remove it.
Okay, yeah, there's some old nesting material in there. I can see it.
And it's not too late to
Oh, no.
do this? I wondered.
Bluebirds will have broods right into July.
Okay.
We've had a pair
God,
of
you know,
bluebirds.
there isn't a lot of great information on the internet.
I know there's not.
And I go to Cornell.
I know. Yeah.
Isn't that the real?
Yeah, Cornell, North American Bluebird Society.
Okay.
NABS, N-A-B-S.
Is it in here?
It may be
probably?
mentioned in her little
Yeah.
booklet.
Okay.
NABS is the site.
Is this too dilapidated?
No, it's not too dilapidated. They would use it. Bluebird, I know. I don't know if there's any easy solution. I think I have.
That makes me feel a lot better.
No, I have a friend of mine who's spent years with Audubon, and he can pick up. We're walking around, and he's
Yeah,
just.
I think it's a brain.
I think it is
wiring.
too. Yeah, I think it is too. So I do okay with a handful, but this time of year, where you hear the mating song, I'm not sure if it's a chickadee or a tufted titmouse, cardinal. So I just let it all in.
And what do you do? Do you have a garden? What do you do with the terrible badgers and things? I have started to put this awful, I hate bird netting.
You had a groundhog in here, possibly?
Oh, we have many.
A woodchuck?
Yeah, woodchuck. Do you catch them? On the one hand, I want Luca to do that, but I found a
I know. I wondered if there are have-a-heart traps that people use. I kind of live with them. You know, they can get into the garden a little bit and create some havoc. You know, I've lived here long enough, I guess I can say this, Lisa. You know, I used to try and control nature more. We have snapping turtles that come up to the stream and dig up the whole big
You want to know how clueless I was when we moved out here? We were showing friends the property, and there was a huge turtle that was up by the huge cars we had.
Right.
And I thought to myself, oh, it's lost its way. So I picked the damn thing up.
Yeah.
And
was it a snapper? Was it
yes,
a big one? Ooh.
Yes. And I told somebody afterwards, and they said that snapper could have really
grabbed a hold. Yeah.
It's like, okay, and now I know.
Now we know.
That the turtles are nesting, and same with frogs. Should I leave when I find some toads?
I just leave them.
Even if they're up near the house.
Yeah.
I always think, oh, you lost your way.
Chipmunks, love having a chipmunk.
feel like it's better for them to work it out.
People get all, and I feel like saying, so again, don't worry, they'll kind of,
Right.
But when you see someone, you're out walking like this.
There's a woman down Chestnut Street who does walk to huge, and she's a wisp of a woman.
Yeah.
Labs down here, and I encourage her to let them go, but I think she's nervous.
Yeah.
Because
now I know.
Luca will go barking at them, and then the dogs get susceptible to her. Well, Well, is there anything else that you see that you have? So he was advising.
How are you? How you doing? Back in your safe zone? Huh, Luke's? Right back to where you feel protected, huh?